Okay, so my keyboard is finally here. It got here in like a week. And I want to have this whole spiel about why I chose this keyboard and what were my requirements for a keyboard. I had this whole script written up, but I didn't like how my face looked, and I didn't really see any point in doing it as a voiceover. So let's just open it and see what's inside. And then I can talk about this. I don't know if there's a way for it to be prettier, but I just rip this open with this rusty scissor. It only looks so fucked up because I tried to rip off as much of the address and such as I could. Not that anyone gives a shit, but I think it's just good practice in general. Obviously nothing fancy. Side. It's just this thin gray nylon or plastic or whatever it's called. There it is. There's a GamaKay. Logo on the top of it. I was just checking if there's anything here in this, but no. It is what it is. Give me a sec. This could be a bit disorienting, but give me a second. Let me take this away. And I flipped it so I can actually look at it from this part. So what do we have here? Unswappable switches, 16.8 million RGB backlight colors, multi-platform compatible, wired, flash. Yeah, I mean that's obviously this is the wired version. And on the other side, here it is. With white and black available. This one's black. 61 keys, optical switches, and optical red switches. So far it checks out. Let's just open the box. I'm pretty excited, honestly. First mechanical keyboard. Should have washed my hands again. And okay, so far so good. Bit hard to open. Should be. Okay, so here's the keyboard. Looks good so far. Gonna be really careful. I don't screw up anything up by accident. Okay. There's a keyboard. Oh, okay, how do I position this properly? I'll get on the keyboard in a sec. Let me see what's in the box first. Okay, there's a manual. Okay, it's not gonna be readable on the camera, but yeah. It just basically has the function commands, function keybinds or whatever in them, which is gonna be pretty handy when I'm setting it up. And here we have the braided USB cord, angled. As you can probably see from the million other reviews that are going around. Okay, we've got the cable, we got the keycap puller, wired, good stuff. I mean, it's good because it's wired, but otherwise, obvious, it's nothing special. The wire feels pretty, you know, cheap, but you know, what can you do? Probably not gonna break it anyway. And okay, I think this is what is in the box. So in this we have the switch puller, because of course it's hot swappable, typical switches. So yeah, we have this, oops, switch puller. From what I've heard, you shouldn't really use this type of switch puller that much. Not very ergonomic. It's gonna hurt by the time you are pulling out all of the switches. And then we have two other type of stitches. See, maybe I like them more, and then I buy another set. It's brown. Okay, I don't really have the feel for it yet. Like in theory it should be tactile, right? The brown should be the tactile, but I mean I do feel it, but it's not much. But maybe I just, you know, I just don't have standards yet for mechanical keys, for mechanical keyboards. That's why I don't feel it as much. Here's the blue. Okay. I don't know. Okay, guess which one is which. Anyways, okay, so this is what we have in the box. Obviously this is the most important part of it. Let's get this out of here. Ooh. Okay. There's like a nice weight to it. Pretty good. Case feels solid. I don't know if it was already there here. It was the packaging, like there's already like a small scratch in the bottom. But yeah, there's a small scratch in the bottom, and then there's here some, yeah, it got a bit scuffed somewhere along the way. Like I don't know if I can show it on this, but yeah. Now it just looks like I just have fingerprints all over it, but no, there's a scratch here. There's a small one there. I don't know if it's visible. Right there. And then there's more scuff here. If I had a better camera, I could show it better, but yeah, I think it's not visible now. Like right there, there is scuff, which obviously I'm not happy about. I'm not happy about it, but it's not something that I would, you know, send a keyboard back over. I just have to take it. I just have to take it as it is. You know, as long as everything else is fine. I don't look at that part as much. Like the area around the logo, that's fine. Yeah, there's a GamaKay logo. I mean, overall it feels good. It feels good in the hand. It just, those scuffs there a bit disappointing. But I mean, you know, it could be definitely worse. Oh. I intentionally didn't touch these parts yet. Some sort of springy feel there. Ah. Okay, so I was Wait, is it a scuff as well? Keycap? Hmm. So yeah, so there's another scuff right here. The right shift. It seems. So yeah, so like there are some smaller issues with those, but okay, this looks a bit off as well on the space bars. Like obviously it's not entirely uniform, but these things happen. Like in this at this price point, I think it's something that I just have to make my peace with. And there is, yeah, so you can definitely see like the top row. Probably not with this lightning camera, but like you can see as they came out, definitely in this top row, you can see it's basically the top row is all a bit scuffed. I don't know, but they are like pretty uniform, so I think it has more to do with how they were made and how they came out. Because basically all of them have that let's say like leftover plastic or something like that in the middle all over this row. It's not very visible. Obviously it's gonna be the most exciting part is when I plug it in and it can actually shine. But yeah, so far there are some minor scraples, minor scuffs here and there. Let's see these parts, how do they feel. Okay, so obviously I don't really have a standard to compare it to, just because my previous keyboard was so bad. I don't know how it really lands in the standards of stabilizers, but aside from not necessarily being uniform, there's like a bit of a different feel, some of them. Like obviously the smaller keys, like for example this one, is definitely obviously gonna feel more like tighter than this one. Okay, it does feel pretty good. But obviously the most important part is when I actually plug it in and try to make it work. Okay. Nice Velcro strap on the USB cable. Here it is. Obviously it's nothing special, but it feels like a decent cable. Okay, obviously I'm not gonna do the whole thing because if I include it in the video when I'm trying to figure out the software, then it's gonna take actually forever. Okay, I was a bit afraid that it wouldn't fit. It's very tight when I plugged it in. It would be very weird. Let me see if I know that in theory it shouldn't matter which way the port is, but there are some some variants of C ports that care about it. And now wait. Okay, so I should just force it in. Here it is. There is definitely flicker. The video. Like, let me see. I think it was this. So this is how I change between modes. I turn this off for it. What happens if I press this? Huh. I'm not entirely sure what I'm doing here. I press the F and down. Okay, so this light should be, if I press down a key, then it should change colors. Okay, I am not entirely clear about it. Oh, can I just set? So this one has a ripple effect, like wherever I press the button, boom. Not very visible there. See? Now I can't really show on this how colors actually look. It's not just for the WASD keys. Can be useful, I guess. Just the standard backlight. And how do I change the colors? Okay. Thing is, I'm not sure what I'm doing here. That started blinking red. What does that do? Okay, so this is the brightness of it. Up. I think this is the max. I think. Okay, max brightness. I don't know how to change the color. But I'm sure I can figure it out in the software. This is the breathing effect and cycling through the colors. Interesting. And it doesn't react in any way when I type on this, that they are just falling around without a care. So okay, this one gives out a wave in whichever row I'm pressing the key. Looks pretty cool. And I'm not gonna do a typing test because first of all, this is a whole different layout for me. Like the bigger shift, smaller enter key, this key that didn't even exist obviously on the other one. I had the 0 here, 0 1 2 3 5. So obviously being a 60% keyboard, obviously the escape key has to be here. There's definitely a lot of stuff that I gotta get used to. Like overall, like just out of the box, like that, yes, there are those scuffed parts that are like a bit annoying, and then the extra plastic at the top of these keycaps. And I would assume that some of the other ones have as well, because obviously they are made the same way. But overall, the case feels solid. Stabilizers are not too bad. And yeah. This was I've paid altogether. I've paid 57 bucks and 15 cents for everything, including shipping. So there could definitely be issues down the line. I have to get used to the layout, and I have to figure out how the software actually works, or even download it first. And yeah, those could definitely be part of the video. But yeah, I think it's gonna take some time for me to figure out the software. Just get used to the keyboard in general. Like overall, part of me, like, it might just be that I have to like it because this is the only one that I'm gonna have anyway. So maybe I am being more charitable with it than someone else would. Overall, I like it. I like it. I'm just gonna stop recording, and I'm gonna play with it, basically. Yep. I can cut the end, right?